So one last piece of functionality to go, and that's just to handle the delete button here. And let's head back to our profile store because we already have the method inside our agent for this. So in the profile store, just below the set main photo, let's add another action. And this one we'll call delete photo. And once again, we'll take the photo of type iPhoto. And we'll say list.loading equals true. And we'll make this an async method. And add the try catch block as well. And pass in the error. And inside here, what we'll do is we'll say await agent.profiles.deletePhoto and pass in the photo.id. And then we'll just add our running action. And all we want to do in this case is just remove the photo from the profile photos array, because we're not going to let the user set or delete their photo that's currently their main photo, so we don't need to do any additional checks inside there. So we'll just say list.profile exclamation mark photos equals list.profile exclamation mark dot photos, and we'll use the array filter method in this particular case, and we'll say that a goes to a.id that is not equal to photo.id. And this is going to then return a new array of all of the photos except for the one that matches the photo ID that we're passing in here. And then we can turn our loading indicator off. So we'll say list.loading equals false, and in the error all we'll do is we'll add a toast saying toast.error and problem deleting the photo. And then we'll just add another running action, and we'll just turn off the loading indicator. So we'll say list.loading equals false. And then let's head back to our profile photos page, and what we'll do is we'll just add another piece of local state so that we can isolate the delete button and still use the same loading flag that we're getting from our profile store. So I'll just copy this line down, and I'll call it delete target, and we'll call this set delete target, and this is the one we'll use to isolate the delete button. So let's scroll on down, and also what we need to bring in actually is the delete photo method from the profile store, and we'll scroll down to the delete button. And once again, we'll need to give this a name, so we'll set this equal to the photo.id. We'll set it to disabled if the photo is main, because we're not going to let them delete their main photo. And then what we'll do is we'll add the onClick events, so we'll say onClick equals, and we'll pass in the events. And then inside here, we'll add curly braces and we'll say delete photo and pass in the photo. And then we'll say set delete target equal to e.currentTarget.name. And then we'll just add our loading indicator and say loading equals loading and delete target is equal to the photo.id. And we should be able to go and test to make sure this is working. So let's go take a look. And I'll just refresh the page, make sure there's no problems. And we can't delete the one that's currently set to main, which is fine. And let's delete one of these duplicate images I've got. So let's get rid of this one. And it's disappeared. And I should be able to refresh the page and find that this has now gone as well. And let's delete another image, and that works, and we can still delete all our images. And let's just add another image back in so that I've got some images to work with. And just click OK. And then we can set the image to main. Perfect, it's all working as it should do. So we're now got to the end of the photo upload section. And what we want to do before we stage and save our changes is let's just make sure we haven't left any warnings inside our console, and it looks like I have. And we've got a login form that's defined but not used, an image that's defined, and I've missed off one of the dependencies inside the React hook use callback. So let's just go and fix these before we move on, and I'll go to my app.tsx first of all. And we've got an import we're not using for the login form. And I've also got in the photo upload widget, we've got image defined but never used. So let's also remove it from there. And remove this from the imports. And one more was in the photo widget drop zone. We're missing the dependency for set files. An incredibly easy thing to forget, I find. So let's go to the photo drop zone, or photo widget drop zone. And inside the use callback, because we're using the set files here, we need to add this as a dependency inside here. And we should find that all of the warnings have now gone. So as we've got to the end of this section, please stage, commit, and save your changes into source control. And what we'll do next is we'll just take a look at a summary.